Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody that is, I think, having some sort of inappropriate message or someone who runs into them that might be an ex, but it looks kind of like an unofficial loyalty test. So I'm not necessarily picking up that you are specifically trying to test your person and see how they would respond. More so, it seems like there's an interested party from their past. It could be an ex, it could be somebody that they just kind of flirted with. But with the Six of Wands, we have a cat whose eyes are closed, or perhaps even a blind cat. This is somebody who's saying, I'm not interested. I'm not going to look at that. I'm not going to get distracted. I know who I want to be with, and that's my focus. So we've got someone who's very loyal being approached by an interested party. And I think being very clear that there's not a future between the two of them because this person only has eyes for you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hit the bookshelf this time. All right. I'm still learning, you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hello, Upper Echelon. How are you doing? If you would like a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. It's wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. Hello, Corey. How are you? And I also have a monthly 3-card pull offer in one of my membership tiers if you would like to have a regular reading with me. Let's dive in. We'll start with the Golden Art Nouveau. I'm gonna have to be more careful. I might knock that off. What else do we have? Ten of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles and the reverse. Queen of Wands. Yeah, I think this is somebody that has not had access to or has not been like regularly in communication with your person. Your person views you as the Ten of Pentacles. If you are not in an exclusive relationship, this is what they intend to be pursuing with you or what they feel is like imminent, like it's going to happen. So even if you're not exclusive, they're not looking to ruin the chance to be exclusive with you by getting caught up with this Queen of Wands. I do feel like this is somebody who feels confident that they could kind of flirt their way into your person's pants. Sorry, I had to. That's what it really. I don't know that they want like a relationship with this person. I think they want to assert their ability to, you know, have this person whenever they want. What else do we have? Temperance in the reverse, Five of Swords in the reverse, Ace of Pentacles. So this Queen of Wands takes advantage of an intense moment or a strange situation. Things seem off. So maybe there's like an argument, maybe there's I don't know. There's just, it feels like there's a lot of chatter. It's an opportunity they take because they feel like this is when I could like make my move, and I'm pretty sure that they would say yes, and then they get rejected. And it's like, what? This Ace of Pentacles is not the Queen of Wands offer. It's the offer that the Six of Wands or our, you know, loyalty test winner, it's what they want or what they want to offer. They're thinking about the long term, right? What has the potential for stability and happiness. I'm not going to let that get interrupted or like threatened by some fling. Hello, Christina. Oh, maybe not yet. Hello, Michael. How's it going? Hello, Pharaoh. What's up? We've got Strength in the reverse and the World in the reverse. There's an assumption that someone has a bit of a weakness or that they would give in to temptation, that there's still some unfinished business between these two. but it feels like only one person feels that way. And the person who's about to get into a relationship, probably with you, is facing a different direction. They're not interested. The Lovers and the Seven of Pentacles. So a choice is made, and we have this Queen of Wands feeling like they put in all this effort for nothing. Okay, what I really hear is I took an everything shower for that. I shaved for that. I wore my best outfit for that. It's like somebody feels they really went as far as they could to try to make the situation as appealing to this individual as possible, including trying to make themselves look as attractive as possible. And the rejection is a bit difficult for them to handle. King of Swords and the Four of Cups in the reverse. I do think there is a little bit of like resistance to this. So I guess what I'm saying is we have somebody who says no. We have somebody who says, I'm interested in somebody else, or I'm in a relationship, or I'm about to be in a relationship. And this Queen of Wands does not have to be a female, by the way. This Queen of Wands is like, I don't know, are you sure? Like they're being kind of coy about it. They want to drag out the conversation and see if there's any possibility for there to be like wavering. Hello, Echelon. I hope you're having a good day. What else do we have? Nine of Cups. Another Five of Swords in the reverse. And the King of Wands. Whoever the ex is, this Queen of Wands, they have this like belief that the person you're about to be with is their person. Like that's my divine counterpart. So maybe they want you right now, but they're going to eventually like choose me. They're very confident or possessive. But the thing is, I think they're a little bit confused, or they've got the wrong idea as far as how you feel or your person feels. There's some resentment or some unresolved issue here that makes their assessment of, we're soulmates or whatever. I don't think someone agrees with them on that. I think this ex is realizing that they were overly confident in their belief they could get this person back. They may have felt like nobody would be able to replace them. They may have been a bit generous with their own abilities here, because it does feel like they're pretty quickly rejected. They don't get the answer they want. And it's not something where, okay, well, maybe if you ask again tomorrow, my answer will be different. No, it's like very clear. Hello, Johnny. How are you doing? The Emperor in the reverse, the Two of Swords, and the Hierophant. The thing is, I think there's a lot of maturity coming from your person. They know this action would undermine them in their goals. What they want is a relationship. And I don't believe they want a relationship with this Queen of Wands. So they view it as just like an obstacle. Making that choice would be irresponsible in their opinion. So it's a quick choice. It's like literally my option is, do I want to deal with somebody who is manipulative and difficult, or do I want to be in a relationship with somebody that I trust? And I do think that there could be some evidence that this Queen of Wands has tried to kind of alter who they are, or maybe just lie about who they are in order to be more attractive or make it more likely they would get chosen. 10 of Wands, 3 of Swords in the reverse. Eight of Swords in the reverse. So it feels to me that this King of Swords is the individual who has basically been tempted or gets tempted by an ex. This King of Swords gets this communication, or, you know, sees this Queen of Wands, and it's like, oh God. But they've already healed from the situation. They've already had to process how things went not very well, you know, let go of the hopes they may have had, or be honest with themselves about who this Queen of Wands really is. And as a result, it feels like they look at dealing with this Queen of Wands again as like putting on a swimsuit after you've already been out to the beach and it's only been like 2 hours. Like, that's gross. This is why people have more than one swimsuit. They don't want to do it. It's like, I've already like dealt with that, you know? I got free of that. It wasn't going to go anywhere. And now I feel like I have an opportunity to actually be happy with somebody that is, you know, maybe like they want the same thing, right? Hello, Louise. How are you doing? Uh-huh. It does happen. Okay, let's see. I think that's William, right? What's up, William? Oh, let's put that over here. We've got distracted, sidetracked, change, and delays. Yeah, this is someone who's trying to distract the King of Swords from the relationship that they do want to pursue. Influences, attachments, third parties, and peers, and commitment. Yeah. So you're potentially going to get distracted, King of Swords, or that could be your person, by somebody who's just like a third party, somebody who is probably not the best of influences, right before things are getting serious or heating up with a person that they actually want to have commitment with. Bitterness and withdrawn. Resentment, anger, hurtful words, single, lonely, and solitary. So this Queen of Wands from the past is somebody that has trouble explaining things in a way that is calm. So they may lose their temper really easily. I do think they said something or did something that was pretty, it went too far. I don't know. For some of you, I feel like it was damage to property. But the King of Swords is like, no. I moved on from that. And it's in part because I think you got to like work through whatever has been making you angry. And the Queen of Wands sees that the King of Swords is potentially about to get into a new relationship, and that freaks them out. That makes them feel like they need to do something, like they need to say something. Oh, thank you, Johnny. Hello, Clifford. How are you doing? This is the Noisy Tarot. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Strength. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, this is someone who has the integrity, or, you know, has a pretty strong commitment to their morals, When someone that they no longer talk to, this Three of Pentacles in the reverse would be our Queen of Wands. When they come back around, the King of Swords stands their ground. They're not going to change their decision. They feel like investing or pursuing anything really with this Queen of Wands would be seen as a poor use of time or a bad choice. Sun in the reverse, Four of Cups in the reverse. Wow, okay. That's a lot. All right, so Sun in the reverse, Four of Cups in the reverse, Four of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Page of Cups. This is, I'm trying to find you, like catch you alone. I'm not gonna lie, for some of you, this feels like somebody who is blocked on social media. So they try to find a way to run into this King of Swords in person. Like, I know where you like to get groceries, or I know where you work, or this is your, I don't know, favorite record shop, whatever. It's creepy. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, how can I make sure this works? How can I make sure I catch their attention, or I run into them, or like they can't say no? But this Page of Cups next to our Queen of Wands is like, this offer is not good enough. It's not something that would actually tempt the King of Swords. What else do we have? Page of Wands in the reverse. Ten of Pentacles. And the Six of Cups. The Queen of Wands really didn't think things were as serious as they are with this new person. It's like, we go way back. We have so much history. I'm pretty sure I could like get under their skin, or, you know, they would miss me, or they'd feel like, oh, you know, for old time's sake. Whatever their thought process is, this ex has underestimated or undervalued the depth of the connection, or the like genuine connection between the King of Swords and their new boo, which is probably you. So with the Six of Cups, they're hoping the memories that they've made would be enough motivation to get this King of Swords to entertain their offer. But with the Page of Wands in the reverse, it's like they have to take a double take, or they have to re-examine how they viewed what this King of Swords is involved in, because the King of Swords is saying, this is a Ten of Pentacles. This is like someone I want to be with. I'm not going to put that at risk. Hello, lovely Rose. How are you doing? What else do we have? High Priestess. The Fool. And the Six of Wands in the reverse. So now the Queen of Wands feels a bit foolish, because the King of Swords, who is also this High Priestess energy, that's why we don't pay too close attention to gender, they're able to see what's really going on. I think this King of Swords is smart enough to know, you know, you're making this offer because you want to make sure that you could still come back around, or you feel threatened because you feel like, I'm going to get into a new relationship, and you know what, I am. So I think they make it very clear. The answer is no, and it would be no, you know, tomorrow or next week or next month or the month after that, just to like be really clear. I don't think they leave any room for misinterpretation. This is the Golden Lenormand. What else do we have? The Rider, Rider. I think this is somebody who went out of their way to run into this King of Swords. So we've got also the Fish and the Storks. The Storks are, well, actually, both the Fish and the Storks would be indicative of positive news. So it feels to me like we've got the Queen of Wands visiting or trying to find a way to run into this King of Swords because they're trying to figure out whether or not they're actually like falling in love or going to be getting into a relationship with somebody and test it, right? Oh, you like him? How much you like him? Like enough to say no to me? Oh, you think very highly of yourself, don't you? Yeah, and then this King of Swords, I think rather matter of fact says, actually, I'm about to ask somebody to be in a committed relationship with me. So no, I don't have an interest in that. Thanks, but no. It's a no for me. Hello, Jasmina. How are you doing? What else do we have? The storks again. Yeah, I don't know, guys. It was a double stork kind of reading. Things got crazy. I mean, I like that because storks are good news. It can, in some instances, talk about somebody who's having a child. So it could be that this person is planning to start a family, or that's what they're daydreaming about. It could be that this is like a wedding announcement or somebody finding out that you're moving in with somebody. But I feel like something prompted this Queen of Wands to feel like now they needed to go see if they could still, captivate this King of Swords. And now they're realizing that whatever those rumors were or whatever they may be worried was true is absolutely true. This King of Swords is in love with somebody else and they're no longer interested in the Queen of Wands. We have the Mask, which is number 40, and number 36, which is the Cross. The thing is, our King of Swords has gone through a spiritual awakening. Again, that could be you or it could be your person. But this is someone who knows quite well what they would be risking if they were to actually entertain this offer from the past. And they also have a pretty good understanding that this Queen of Wands is somebody that doesn't really put their real face forward. They tend to exaggerate or obfuscate or just, like lie. So there's not a lot of trust that this King of Swords has for the Queen of Wands, which is quite the contrast to how the King of Swords feels about you or feels about their person. This is the Gypsy Oracle. What else do we have? Consolation and Gift in the reverse. This Queen of Wands feels like they've been tricked out of their blessings, feels the sting of rejection. They're concerned because they thought maybe they still had a way to get another chance with this King of Swords. But with Gift in the reverse, they really do feel like they've lost this connection. Thoughts in the reverse. Love in the reverse. Yeah. The Queen of Wands has lost the attention or failed to captivate the King of Swords because the offer that they make to the King of Swords is not real love, is not desirable to the King of Swords because they would have to give up something that they do treasure. This would be like if someone came up to you and said, hey, that's a real cool iPad that you have there, but look at this really cool paper notepad that I have. Yeah, I can rip it. You can't rip your iPad though. Isn't that sad? Do you want to trade? No, I think a paper notepad, I could pretty easily go to the local store and find one pretty easily. Going to be a little bit more affordable than a tablet. This is somebody who did not realize the offer they were making to the King of Swords paled a lot in comparison to what the King of Swords already has or would view as you want me to trade that? No. Thanks, but no. Okay, I have to say this. For someone out there, Pogs is important. like, from the 90s, the little circular things. It's like if I use the analogy that, you're trading a really quality pog for like a not quality one, then you would understand that this message is for you. That's not for a lot of people. Hello, Co-Create. How are you doing? Exactly. You got to protect that. What else do we have? Cheerfulness and wife in the reverse. So for many of you, or at least I would say 25% of you, we've got somebody who is targeting this King of Swords before they're about to get married. This is like, hey, I hear you're getting married next week. One more time? Eh? And the King of Swords is like, no, absolutely not. Why would I want to ruin what I have? So I do think there's some timing element here where the Queen of Wands feels pressure to see if they still have a hold over the King of Swords, and they end up finding out that the King of Swords is actually madly in love with this new person. Waiting in the reverse and Scholar. So they're just fine with making the decision that makes sense for the long term. The Queen of Wands thought that they could wait until they were ready to be in a relationship and that King of Swords would be waiting for them. They found out the King of Swords was content to fall in love with somebody new, and the Queen of Wands is not able to outsmart them or find some way to kind of manipulate the situation. I do also feel for some of you, this Scholar card is about the setting. The place where this Queen of Wands is making their offer is there's a giant bookshelf. Could be a library, could be a school, could be, family room. But I do think that they already have some reason to think that this King of Swords is moving on or making things serious with somebody else. All right, this is the Romance Angel Oracle. Hello, May Marie. How are you doing? What else do we have? Worth waiting for and true love. This King of Swords feels blessed because they have made a connection with someone that feels much more genuine than what they had experienced in the past. Another reason they don't view this Queen of Wands as a real option or a threat to what they have. So this is a very loyal individual, in part because they've learned so much from someone like this Queen of Wands. I do feel this is a very passionate person. The Queen of Wands felt like they could kind of leverage that, but the King of Swords is also very committed to this person they're potentially getting married to. There's children involved here somewhere. There could be, stepchildren or somebody who is signing up to be a step parent, or there could be somebody who is working to start their own family, right? But we've got a focus on the future and letting go of the past as kind of the main theme here. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope to see you on the next one. Doodles.